So, wow. That's why I'm saying, because it's like when I think about now, right this second, finding out yesterday, and this is October 20 something. Found out yesterday that Lisa passed away. 2021, this is 2021, October. And I found out yesterday that Lisa passed away in 2019, September 23rd. And that was right around about the time. So then that would have been also right around about the time. I can go back and check that and find out when I found this freaking thing in the first place. This. I can find out this. But, that's really interesting that all of a sudden, man, you know, I find that there's some other people around that are fucking shady motherfuckers. One of which freaking was like, I can't believe you just asked a black man to suck your dick. I said, no, the cops can go suck my dick, Mr. Black Man. But since now you just told me you're a cop, let's have this fucking conversation. The cops can suck my dick. I can't believe you just said a black man can suck an old black man can suck your dick. It's like, no, I totally did not just say an old black man can go suck my dick. Again, I will say this again. I said the cops can. It's like, so anyway, the whole fucking point being, and trust me, it's only pretty cops, and then not even, I don't even want them to fucking suck my dick anymore. I don't want, I don't fucking want nobody, no, fuck this bullshit too. Fuck this bullshit too. So then they have to, that would have been that freaking, wow, man, something, wow, 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 wow. Yeah, there's a lot of wow going on in my head right this second. Yeah. So, there's probably a few other things that I'm gonna be going over and trying to figure out, like, where any of the connections of, and that's pretty much that too, is that, I mean, that's the way it's looking so far, is that, and then it's like, well, do you want me to zone into somewhat of the agency? And then it's like, I'm still seeing two different fucking agencies for some reason in my head, and I just don't know exactly which other agency would have been possibly working with the other agency that is definitely prominent in my head right now, which is a little upsetting. But I could also see the somewhat fucking desperation of that agency to have tried to pull some shit. And then I'm asking myself too, it's like, you know, is that really what it is? Or is that from, you know, is that more like a freaking, and everything is pointing in so many of those directions due to what, that's why I'm like, wow. So if that's or at least that's where it always falls. You see, that's the thing. It's like when people talk about agencies, they always mention the one agency, and meanwhile, it's like, it's like they're not this. It's this people or those people, and it's like, well, it's this, and it's like, well, so that's why it's like the Puffy situation. That's what I was thinking of. Because I was protecting those kids because of things that freaking at the same time I didn't know what the fuck else to, I didn't even care. You know what it was like just again with the bullshit and everybody blaming fucking nah man. Nah man. Nah man. Nah man. That's what but it was because those kids were not working under they were not working on their own accord. They were not working on their own. And it wouldn't put it past me if Puffy was one of the people that were working with the other people in order to that whole situation to go the fuck down in the first place. It wouldn't put it I wouldn't be surprised is what I'm saying. No offense, Puffy. I was sticking up for those. I was trying to fucking watch out for something that, from what I understand, freaking I may have caused stress in their, traumatized them. And they're like, well, you know, that's not, I'm saying. And that would have been because of the whole freaking church bullshit. Not the Church of Scientology, unless that church is somehow connected to, and I know there's a whole bunch of other churches at that point, so let me just be a little bit more specific. The church that freaking, basically, they fucking told me outside the church that they just fucking ran, never mind, you know what, wow, you know. So the bottom line is that the people, I don't know if those were the same people. Those two could have been the same fucking... dude, I remember... Those two could have been the same fucking people as the freaking Kristen Smart thing. Because they had white hair too. If I remember correctly, they had white hair too. So did those two people that I told about freaking the Kristen Smart thing right after Paul Flores told me the fucking shit. And I didn't totally fucking believe him. I didn't know what to fucking believe at that point. But I ran into two people with white hair fucking shortly after that are like, oh yeah, we're looking for this girl that passed away. I'm like, oh yeah, what's the name? It's like, oh, this person. I'm like, oh, really? Because this is crazy. Guess what? And you know what? Down in Florida, and I met those people before, but those two people also had the white hair. And they were the same. They were the same each time. It was almost the same type of fucking feeling around them. All of those situations, it was the same type of personality. Which, weirdly, you know what, I'll just stop it there for right this second. Because I am thinking it has something to do with one church or another. So, with that, because there was a conversation that was going on, and I was like, you see, this, because I know I recognize, I just didn't know, because they were trying to talk to me, and I was trying to talk to them, because I'm not scared of them. That's the fucking point. It's like, this is, you know. That's why I was bringing it up. That's why it's very interesting. Now, I bumped into those people after, I will say that, after the whole situation between me and my brother down in Florida in 2019. I don't know if they were the same people. I don't know. I vaguely remember, if anything, the people that were around the Puffy situation. I do. I just remember. I know that freaking and then of course there's the name Richardson popping back up, and if the other one is named Richardson, that's not the one that freaking, because that's what I'm trying to say. It's like if the one with the freaking, if the man in the red tie is, if that's his name, because I don't exactly know his name either. The one that I'm thinking of. The one that came down to the sheriff's department and said, you cannot have him sign this. Because if he signs this, with my father right there, that raised me my entire life, if you have him sign this, he cannot talk to anybody pretty much anywhere. Not just in his own family. He can't talk to fucking anybody. That's insane. That's why it's funny, that whole situation that goes down where the cops and the sheriffs start to go at it with one another. Now, see, I don't know where exactly, I don't know exactly what's transpired, because yet again, not really, even if the people, so much of this, I really was just like, really? Is this really all fucking, is this how real fucking crazy everybody is? So it's making me wonder who's really pulling these strings around here. All the times that I've heard the same sound, and that's the thing, it's like so many times I've heard the same sound, and that's only when Grim Reapers are actually around. With the phone calls, of course. You know? Which I've pretty much, yeah, I'm pretty sure I posted that, at least one video, that I was able to actually catch that on fucking that. But that's almost every single time I've heard that sound right before I can't get my friends on the phone no more. Not, and only those ones would understand how that may work. So, with all that said, like I said, you know, I don't want to forget this right this second, because there is that situation. Now, those two people that I met, and then there was the Kristen Smart situation with the two people. And then there was the Puffy situation with the two people, all of which were in a guy and girl couple, and they all had white hair. White hair. And I don't know if they were all the same. I don't think they were. Actually, the one situation, I think it was two girls. Was it two girls, or was it a girl and a guy? The Kristen Smart one. I don't know if it was two girls or freaking a guy and a girl that I was talking to right after I was told what I was told. So, But the name, that's why I'm saying all the names that were mentioned, all the names. See, the sheriff's department was real interested in all the names that were brought up. And all the names that I wasn't, all I know is that they were the names that were brought up. But they were real interested in that. But they weren't so much interested in him turning around to me and saying to me that he was trying to set, he had just set me up, my family up, and a whole bunch of other families up at the same time. The sheriff's department did not seem too fucking interested in that. What they were interested in was the names that were brought up during the time period spent around Paul Flores. Which then, I'm going back in my head right into now, remembering that contract. The one that I'm speaking mainly about here. The first contract. The contract a lot of people were arguing over. And at this point, it seems like they were willing to murder people for it. Because there wasn't so many of it. Okay. And I was the one that signed it. I've never killed anybody. And yet, there is that whole interesting situation, but I mean, you know, a dead guy coming to hug me 10 days later. You know, that's this whole right here. That's the whole essence of, wow. Just wow. But it's my friend that passed away. It's the lookalike, since you know, I mean, they have similar but I mean, you know, here and there resembled. So many have I bumped into. And that's why it's interesting too that around about that same time of me finding this, literally finding this, just finding this on the ground. 1,000. And the person that was around at that same exact time. And I'm saying to myself, last time I seen this person, and this took me a while. Sorry. This took me I knew it right then and there. I knew something was so fucking not right. But knowing that I seen this person, and this is the person that showed me this to begin with, on my front lawn of my old house so many years ago, that I know that there is a 50-50 chance, at least, that this is real. That's just without thinking, like, damn, this more than likely is real. Because there's only so much that you can make a replica out of a fucking... So either way, so the point being is that, yeah, I mean, you see the way that the fucking thing sparkles inside. You know, people can make whatever replica they want. It ain't gonna fucking have the same properties of it, right? And then it's making me also wonder too. It's like, it's making me think about fucking Harry Potter for some fucking reason. I wanted to, because I seen the thing and I was like, is that a challenge? But because I was already thinking that what this other person commented on their own picture, and I was like, oh, that's a really interesting comment that they wrote for their own pictures. And immediately, for some reason, you know, like what I had been thinking fucking almost from the time that I found that, I was like, yeah. So, Could it be? Who the fuck knows? But you know what I do know is that and then of course there's also what also is after because then there's the other big thing, and that's the thing that's hiding in plain sight, which is also hiding. So it's actually not even hiding in plain sight. Actually, the thing that's hidden is also the thing that's also hidden inside the thing that's hidden, which may be able to freaking make right what's been done completely wrong. Or something like that. But don't we already know? Or at least, don't everybody else know but me? Kind of, sort of, maybe. How much was it bullshit? Who knows? I don't know. I don't know anymore. You know? I just know that I just in real time. In real time. Right? And no offense, I mean, I'm just thinking of all the freaking things that freaking that people found out because of these things that I'm making right now. But we could have done this. We could have done it. It's like, whatever, man. You know, the one thing is if it is you and I'm getting this, and then it's like I do, it's like you insulted me, but I understand where you insulted me. You know, but that's the thing. It's like I insulted you because it's like, and that's the whole thing. It's like your insult was more of a right placed insult at the time than my insult to you. Somewhat. Kind of. But still, yeah, I would say yeah. Your insult was more well placed at that point, right? See, it's all the stabbing in the backs of everybody, and it's like the fucking, it's like fucking. But that's when the whole freaking. That's when it's like wow, man, I've heard of dog eats dog, right? When the fuck did the dog shit start eating the fucking dog? That's what I want to know. So on that, I'm going to go and hopefully not immediately blank out. See, that's what I mean. It's that whole poisoning thing. It's like that's how worried I am that I am going to completely fucking just somehow forget everything that needs to not be forgotten right now. Because at some points, I actually did forget my own fucking name. And that's a scary fucking thing. And that has nothing to do with all... I mean, now, I mean, look at this shit. This shit's like a fucking machine gun. Just don't call me Kelly.